Right, thank you. So we can call the meeting to order at 3:05. In attendance, we have Commissioners Joe Mann, Reverend Clark, Reverend Richard Clark, Miss Carol Frank, and Alexandra in attendance. And today we do have a quorum, and myself, which gives us a quorum. Um, Let me just. So we have that, we have public participation, that's there. So if anybody see, we do have a guest, attendee, so if you would like to say something, just wanted to open it up. In public participation. I don't see any hand raised. So with that, we could just move on to the new business, which is discussion of the fair housing office and the office hours. This came about because, Sabrina Roman, she did accept the job offer, and she is set to start on April 7th. Um, but she did have some questions about what was her expectations, especially when it came down to like office hours and things like that. And since Margaret was here for so long, we never really had to have this type of discussion about what was our expectation with the office hours. So instead of just me answering that question, I thought it'd be best for us as a commission to kind of go over that. So I'll open that up now to everybody if they had any thoughts on it.
I thought that her hours should be like 9:30 to 4:30. And I'm saying 4:30 so that families can reach her, if they are working or something like that. If we ended at 4 o'clock, it'll eliminate a lot of people being able to get to her. And I think that extra half hour, so she'd start a half hour later at 9:30, do 9:30 to 4:30 instead of 9 to 4. Um, But I think that 4:30 should be the minimum. Comments?
Does she work an 8-hour workday?
Hmm?
Yeah, with that, that's what I thought. It should be like an 8-hour workday. Yeah,
Right. What did Margaret work? 9 to 5?
I think around that time. Yeah. And then the thing with especially with Sabrina, after I had a conversation with her, one of her thoughts, because she once she accepted the job, she actually started reaching out to people at the CHRO and other fair housing offices to try to see when they could either meet at the office or she goes to them up in Hartford or different places. So that's why she was asking, because she's like, if she had to go to a meeting up in Hartford, would that be acceptable or what? Like she was just kind of trying to figure out what wasn't. I think after our conversation too, she said that like the first couple of months is probably the office hour won't much, but like she said in her interview, trying to get the word out there and do the community outreach. Um, then like in 2, 3 months, it's probably gonna be more need to have somebody in the office than
Mhm.
designated hours because she hopes that she's kind of creating that awareness, so she's there as a resource.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think the um, the 8 hours, and if she's out doing fair housing work, that should be counted into the 8 hours.
Right.
Mhm.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I think we should go forward.
So
And,
the
and
the
she
um
has-
the
so-
health department hours are they it's the building's 8 to 5, right?
I think so, because
I
we
believe so.
run over 4 o'clock and they're still there. But
And
I
she's
don't
coming
think,
from far, correct?
I don't know where she's coming from.
Yeah, I think it said
New Haven, isn't it?
New
New Haven,
Haven.
I believe,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that she doesn't need anyone to cover her in the office when she's out. She has the answering machine like Margaret did and just says, I'm out. Please leave a message with your name, phone number, blah, 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 and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So we don't need anyone else in the office. We just need her there when she can be there. And my other question is, do you think we should have, I don't know if you want to call it a reception or what have you, for her to meet the city department heads and nothing fancy, just maybe after one of our meetings, just to get to meet her? Or this is something that will happen automatically?
That, so that way I kind of already set that up, and I was going to talk about that next. Is going to invite whoever, but on the 7th, I started setting that up, where she could meet. She has to go. I mean, does have to stop by like with the, to meet people to get her email and everything set up.
Right.
Right.
But she will have meetings with like Fair Rent, the Housing Authority, and departments in the city, just so she could kind of see how everything goes. But I do think that that'd be a good thing to do, like an introduction, that we can do. And I think that kind of ties in. I was going to talk. It might be. I mean, April would be right here, but kind of talking about with the fair housing event. Since April is fair housing, I think that might be a good time to say like, hey,
Yes.
here we are. Even if we do something like we did in the past, I think not last year, but the year before, we just had like a proclamation read
Yeah.
in the atrium at City Hall. That might be something that we could just set up fairly quickly, have some light refreshments, and then that way kind of introduce her. And that might be a good time to do that.
I think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
I'd rather see it in the community room than in the atrium. Just because of the logistics, and you can fit more people, it's more comfortable. And
But
if you're,
I think the reason things have been in the atrium is just to bring a little bit more attention to them. You know, you have a lot of people in and out. I know I've spoken in the atrium for a couple of different things, you know,
Hmm.
on occasion. And I think that's a good place to have, because if you have it in the community room, unless somebody specifically knows about it, they miss out. But if you have it in the atrium, everybody that comes in City Hall during that period of time gets to see that something's going on, and it directs their attention to fair housing if it's in the atrium.
is April Fair Housing Month?
Yes.
It is. So is it something we can put together by,
And that's another reason why I said the atrium, just because that's something where we could reach out to Sally, I believe
Yeah.
at the mayor's office, and they could get a proclamation really quickly. And then we could kind of just put something together. I think that way we probably shoot for the middle or end of April just to give us a couple weeks. But I think that's something we could throw together rather quickly. Be
now
more like
there's
a
a
press release, a press conference.
Yeah.
there is a banner that goes up outside City Hall declaring April Fair Housing Month. Now, I don't know who has it or where it is, or if Margaret has it, if it's at City Hall, but that's something we should make sure that goes up at the beginning of April so that the public can see it when they come to City Hall.
Yep. And I'll reach out to Sally because I know also um they usually post the proclamation up in the hallway too at the beginning of April. So I'll talk to them, and that should be something that should be fairly easy to do.
Will we continue to have our meetings the second, whatever it is, second or third Monday of the month at 3 o'clock, or are we going to
It
change
was
that?
the third Monday.
Third,
Yeah. I'm good with keeping it. You know, I be having other stuff. You, you know, I think other people have other stuff unless we just need to change it, you know, but the third Monday works fine for me. It works good for me, actually.
I think it works good for me, especially for me too. And I think what we could, and from what we talked about, like at the last meeting, kind of was an appetite to kind of bring in the Zoom and do like a hybrid or something like that to
Right.
give
Yeah,
more
and that's,
flexibility. So with that, yeah, like I talked, like just right now, the city of Norwalk, they opened it up and gave us the Zoom links and took care of that, which made it fairly simple. So we could do that.
So is it the second or third Monday?
third.
The
it was the
third,
Third,
third. Mm-hmm.
third Monday of the month at 3 o'clock, and we'll keep it that way.
Yeah.
yes.
Now,
Okay.
I think the Zoom is a good idea, but I do think that some of us should endeavor to meet at the office just so
Hmm.
we have interaction with her, especially initially. You know, I think it's a good
Absolutely.
idea to be around, you know, interact with her as much as we can.
Yep.
Yeah. I told her that I'll make sure that like I'll stop by and do different things. But I think one of her things, especially one of her questions, because it was just like kind of who does she report to, where and that's just, we know she reports to us, but not having somebody that's there all the time, that makes it more of a complicated dynamic, which I think
Right.
she's up for. But I think just coming for where she was working, she probably had a
Mm-hmm.
supervisor who was in the office checking in all the time. So I think that'd be a good thing if us as the commissioners could stop by every once in a while, and then also during the meetings, especially like the first couple, just
Yeah.
to help with the transition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
She's coming from far. Why doesn't she could do 9 to 5? No?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine. Fine with me, as long as, it's beyond 4 o'clock for those that need her at that hour.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I think that's good. And so that was that. And then we kind of covered the other item. Anybody have any other thoughts about the expectations or anything like that?
No, I think you mentioned who she reports to. I mean, she reports to the commission, but I think it needs to be an individual. I think obviously it should be you unless we designate something different. But she
Hmm.
can't be getting different things from different people. You know what I'm saying? So there has to
Yep.
be that, that singular person
Hmm.
who she needs to listen to, and obviously you the chair. So that would be certainly appropriate unless you were to not have time and not be able to interact with her. I think other than that is you're
Yep.
fine. I will be pleased to stop in from time to time. And
Hmm.
I do think that perhaps it's a good idea for her to maybe have a conversation with each one of us,
Yep.
initially,
Hmm.
that just to get to know us and to hear what people think. I think maybe that's a worthwhile thing to
One,
try.
Definitely.
one of the things is, I chair the ADA Commission for the
Mhm.
city, and during something that she said, she brought up ADA and that she didn't know much about it. Now, on June 4th, we are having some people from ADA come down and speak to us on the new rules that will be implemented and some other things. And if all of you don't mind, I want to invite her to my meeting because I think it will be beneficial to her to
Sure.
know what's out there for ADA, because she's going to come across a lot of those things.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
I
And
think
then
that's
her
good. And I think another point.
I'm sorry?
No, you could go out.
and then I mean, she has like an HR like orientation, right? So she'll do all of that.
Yes.
And then she reports at redevelopment, who's her boss? Is it Brian?
I think so.
So that's the thing. It's kind of strange because she technically like they pay her, but she reports to the commission,
Right.
Right.
and
Right.
that
So
was always
weird.
that's why it's weird. But yeah, she reports to the commission. She's hired through
Right.
redevelopment, but she really reports to us, and that's kind of the dynamic. Brian and Katie kind of just left it up to the commission
Interesting.
to
Okay.
handle it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it always has been handled that way.
Yeah.
And it works better because the less departments that are involved, the better off we are.
Sure. Yeah. And I will give redevelopment credit. They've been pretty good in
Yes.
this process,
Hmm.
they've been very, very good, and they've pretty much completely, left things up to us. And so and just been supportive where they needed to be supportive. So I think, kudos to them.
Does
Yeah.
Brian actually exist?
I did meet
I think
him.
he's in Germany,
I
right?
did meet him a couple months ago at an event down on Bay Street in South Norwalk.
Cool. Okay.
And with that, I think to Mr. Mann's point, it is good for him to reach out to everybody, because part of one of the things he spoke about was like kind of reaching out to the community, getting the community to know. And the way that this commission is brought up is that we all represent
Right.
an organization or the mayor's office. So I
Correct.
think that'd be a good way. And then plus we all are connected in different ways. It'd be a good way for her for her to build relationships with everybody on the commission so that we can connect her to the organizations we represent or the other networks that we have, so that she could be successful.
Right. And so you're in touch with her. So do feel free to give her my email, my phone number,
Okay.
and make sure she can call me anytime,
And mine
Okay.
also, I have no problem with that. What is the salary she finally accepted?
That one, I believe it was the first one. I don't think there was any negotiation from
Oh.
what Katie said.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
expect
there was
less
from
than
the lower,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what you said, Joe. Give her the
Yeah,
lowest and she'll take
but
it.
listen, that's a nice salary, for
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah,
job. It's a good.
it's low, but it's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jaden, also feel free to share my contacts with her, Sabrina, and if she needs me, let her feel free to get in touch with me.
Okay.
You know, we haven't had an update in a long time. I think if you could send out everyone's email and phone number, that would also be helpful. So we can get in touch with everyone for whatever reason we might need to, or they could get in
Okay.
touch with us.
Okay. So yeah, I'll send that out and then I'll give her everybody's information. And then yeah, if she connected, she's really ready to go. Like
I
I said,
think
she's
she
already
is,
started to,
yeah.
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 She
I think
started
she
reaching
is.
out to people across the state.
Mhm.
For her. Good for her. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. And what's her official start date, you said?
April
April
7th.
7th.
7. Okay, cool.
And then she has two different dates that she will be out because there were plans she made
Right.
before she
Yes.
accepted the job. So
Yes.
we have to be aware of those when we're going to do the presentation to the public.
Yeah, I think it was
Mhm.
June and August, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
No, one is
believe so.
May, I think, and one is,
Oh, maybe
I don't
May.
remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it was close to the summertime, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah. So if anybody had anything else? Yeah.
no, just to send out her contact information also.
Yeah, I'll send her with I didn't send her email. I mean, we have her email, but I was waiting for that just so that she'll have her city email so that we'll
Yeah.
have that so that everything could be above board.
Right.
But yeah, I'll send out like and I'm pretty sure she's fine with it. I'll make sure it's fine, give her phone number out so that everybody could reach out to her. I know Daisy had called her before, so
Yeah.
And then Jalen,
Yep.
do you know the Margaret's old desk and all of that stuff? That's all cleared out and all ready for her?
yes, it's all cleared out. I spoke to Margaret a little bit earlier today. I have to meet up with Margaret. She has some files that she didn't want to leave in the office and somebody goes in
Okay.
something out. So she
Okay.
has some stuff that she wants to. But I also I think she's gonna be available on April 7th. So she's actually probably gonna stop by on her first day just to kind of just to talk to her and different things.
Oh,
I
that's
think
nice.
that'd be
Okay.
good. And Mark, like Margaret said before she left, Margaret's still around.
Yeah.
She's not leaving yet. So that'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just for this commission to know, the week of April 7th, I'm not going to be available. I will be into business session of my church.
Okay.
So following that week, I will be available.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do. Yeah, and then our first meeting would be the day after Easter. Our meeting will be on the 21st,
Okay.
April 21st is our first meeting.
April 21st.
Yeah.
That'll be our meeting. Yeah, our next meeting. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll get her information, and then I'll give you guys an update. I'll follow up with the mayor's office on getting that just set up, and then keep you guys posted on that.
All right, that sounds good. She will have been at work 2 weeks when we meet.
Yes.
So that's good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll
Thanks.
have that. And then yeah, so yeah, I think that'd be a good one. And then yeah, if you guys have any other thoughts, just reach out and then I'll definitely reach out. Like I said, this time is usually the chair we don't I mean it's in my time, but it's not this much, but I'll make sure I keep you guys updated on everything. Keep you guys involved so that you guys know what's going on.
Appreciate it, Jalen. We appreciate your leadership, Jalen. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
if
Thanks,
there's
guys.
nothing else, I'll do the motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. All right, guys.
Hey,
Have a good week.
everybody take care. You know, we're on our way. We got us a fair housing
Yep,
officer.
we're
And
there.
we're on the move. Y'all take care.
Okay.
You guys have a good one.
Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Okay, you
See you
too.
later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.